welcome to the first edition of Dragon Ball Z What If. Today we're going to be talking about Vegeta. So Vegeta is one of the best characters, probably that has the best character development in the Dragon Ball series. What if Vegeta turned Super Saiyan on Namek when he was fighting Frieza? Because it actually almost happened, but he failed. So let's go down to memory lane, because when he turned Super Saiyan for the first time, he turned Super Saiyan against Android 19 in the Android saga. Actually, before, it was during his training, his intensive training under 400 times gravity, because he wanted to be better than Goku, or known as a Saiyan named Kakarot. After Vegeta returns to a planet to get healed up after his brutal beating against Goku, and after losing to the Earthlings, but he beat Goku, but he lost against Earthlings. He goes to Namek because he's on search of the Dragon Balls, and then his original plan was to basically go to Namek to find the Dragon Balls, stuff like that, to make himself immortal. He had to go to Namek to compete against Frieza, so he wouldn't get the Dragon Balls, to become immortal. He was destroying the Namekian villages. He already had 4 Dragon Balls when we first saw him in episode 45. Originally, Goku turned Super Saiyan back in episode 96 of Dragon Ball Z because of his anger, because of Krillin died right in front of him, exploded right in front of him, and Gohan was about to die, and he fought for the loved ones, and he fought for the innocent people and Vegeta that died because of the hands of Frieza and his henchmen. Frieza was angry that he wasn't immortal because of the Earthlings. But let's just be very honest, like, there's a truth about what if Vegeta turned Super Saiyan in Namek, because his dream was to be a Super Saiyan. When Goku arrived to Namek during his 6-day trip to go to Namek, during his 100 times gravity training, his power level was around 90,000 and Vegeta's was around 30,000. So Goku was about 3 times stronger than Vegeta. So this is the problem. I wouldn't say he's overconfident, because he's very smart in battle. We can say that. He's the prince of all Saiyans. He's a Saiyan elite. He's a very experienced fighter for sure. But the problem is he kind of underestimates his opponents a lot. Like, for example, Goku and the Earthlings and Zarbon mostly, and Cell, most notably Cell for sure. Boo, he didn't think he could beat, but Cell was probably the worst one of all. And Frieza, he just, like, let's just be honest, like, he didn't do much. Like, he was just talking a lot, but didn't do too much. He wasn't attacking that much. He probably was saving his strength for the end to see his final form, because that's kind of like what Vegeta likes to do. He tries to get the best challenge he can get, because, like, against Cell, like, he wanted to just let Cell absorb the androids, which he did, and that really aged well. That didn't age very well. That actually went horribly. It actually went horribly wrong. But, you know, to be honest, like, Vegeta was still the more superior one to Cell, but except his speed. He was just not superior with his speed. He was just not as fast as Cell, and they learned it the hard way for sure. But let's go back to Namek. Let's get away from the Cell saga. That's the future. So let me continue the story about Vegeta. So Vegeta, if he turned Super Saiyan, it really wouldn't mean too much, but, you know, it would make him a lot more special, because, you know, since he's the prince of all Saiyans, the stuff that happened before he turned Super Saiyan, that's still gonna happen. We're gonna make, in our realistic world, it's still gonna happen, okay? We'll just say that. All this stuff is still gonna happen. So let's fast forward to when Vegeta meets the final form. Vegeta meets Frieza in his final form, because we're still gonna say that Vegeta gets attacked by Krillin because he won his one desire to become a Super Saiyan and get healed by the Namekian Dende, the little kid Dende, who had a special healing power. That was his one desire, to become a Super Saiyan. Now the thing is, you remember when Vegeta had tears in his eyes? That was like one of the only times that Vegeta actually knew that he had no chance against Frieza, and he just cried. He had just tears. He didn't cry. He was just in tears and anger in his face because of Frieza, and he just never became a Super Saiyan. It was like one desire. But let's say that he becomes a Super Saiyan. He still fights Frieza. Everyone gets away. So let's say Goku never fights Frieza, and instead Vegeta just fights him. So they're fighting, and Goku and his friends get away, and they get off Namek. He probably could finish how Vegeta would turn Super Saiyan. he would have tears in his eyes with an angry face, because he just thought that he had no hope against Frieza. So then he just kind of just lets all his power out, and he turns to Super Saiyan. And there he is. He's a Super Saiyan for sure. He's ready to kick someone. That's how he turns Super Saiyan. He's fighting. He thinks about all of the people that Frieza, all the innocent ones that he has killed, and his father has died, and all the Saiyans have died. The ancient race has vanished. Their home planet was killed by a meteor, by Frieza, just an attack from Frieza. So we make it where Frieza, that the reason how Vegeta turned Super Saiyan is that he's basically going to turn Super Saiyan from his feelings, basically, like his always tears in his eyes, because he has no hope against. They didn't really care about the planet, because they're still like Vegeta at that time in the Saiyan saga, not the Saiyan saga, in the Namek saga. He was still kind of wholehearted, because he didn't want to help Gohan. He still kept beating up Gohan like a lot. Like, people still think that Vegeta hates Gohan. He respects him. He just doesn't. He probably doesn't like him because Goku is Gohan's father for sure. Reverse that, Krillin's not gonna die. Goku's still recovering. Vegeta still turns Super Saiyan, and he's gonna turn Super Saiyan instead of being beaten up like badly, because you remember he got beaten so badly and he dies. His tears in his eyes, talks about his past, how he was taken as a little when he was taken by Frieza as a little kid, worked under him, did everything for him, drills. And so since Vegeta turned Super Saiyan, he's still trying to fight Frieza. He probably wants Frieza he's gonna probably make Frieza go to 100%, because he wants to see them at their best. Now Goku recovers and the others get out. So Piccolo, Gohan, and Krillin, they get off the planet. They go to the ship. They get Bulma, because in this scenario, Bulma is we're still making it where Bulma is still outside in the real wild. Vegeta tells everyone to get out for sure, because he wants to fight Frieza alone, because of everything that happened in his life. So he's gonna tell Goku, Krillin, Gohan, Piccolo to get out and just get off the planet. So saying that Gohan still gets Bulma, because Bulma is more important, because she's the reason why they're here, the ship. But the goal for Vegeta, his plan was literally to get Krillin, to kill him to get him to his inch of his life and try to kill him, so he can turn Super Saiyan, and then he can annihilate Frieza and get healed by Dende, because he saw that Gohan was at his great shape. He got stronger after getting healed by Dende, because he was fighting Frieza in his second form, and was beaten. And then Vegeta just kind of just cold-hearted like he is sometimes, but he has character development. Now let's continue about it. So what if Vegeta turns Super Saiyan? He would be able to beat Frieza. He'll probably let Frieza be at 100% power, and he would probably still win, because but the problem is that Vegeta was like, you remember I said like earlier in the video, when Vegeta was 3 times weaker than Goku when they arrived on Namek. The Spirit Bomb will not happen, so Frieza is still at the strongest. Frieza power up to 100%. He has a chance of losing, but at the same time he has a bigger chance of winning than losing. But he's still not stronger than Goku. That's the problem. Like, so if Goku, like, let's just like compare them. If Goku and Vegeta, they both turn Super Saiyans, who would be the stronger one? It's actually, I would say, still Goku, because here's the thing. Then Vegeta's still gonna win, because in this case, Vegeta's power level would be around 130 million, but it's still not higher than Goku's. Goku's at that time was around 120 to 160 million as his power level. And I said in the beginning that power levels are just stupid and it should be forgotten, because it doesn't really, it kind of doesn't. So saying that Vegeta beats Frieza on Namek, which he will, because it just seems that he's a Super Saiyan, he's strong, more superior, he's stronger, and he's fighting for his family, his father, and his race for sure, and race for sure. But let's continue about that. Now the problem is that let's just take account of what wouldn't happen. So Goku will not fight. I'm making it where Goku will not fight with Vegeta. I know you can dislike the video if you want to. I'm making where Goku doesn't fight Frieza. Instead, Vegeta does and beats Frieza, gets off Namek, and the planet's still gonna explode. We're gonna make it where it's gonna still explode. Goku never learns instant transmission, so it's gonna be kind of hard to travel, and it's gonna be kind of sad when you think about it. So imagine like the world if there was no instant transmission for Goku, so he doesn't go to Yardrat, and instead he just goes with his friends back to Earth, and he travels with the Namekians. He just lives happily, peacefully, ever after. And instead Vegeta is fighting with Frieza, gets off the planet by himself and just goes back to Earth and probably wants to fight Goku. Now let's make a few assumptions of what would happen. He wouldn't learn instant transmission because he learned it on another planet called Yardrat. And then secondly, the Android saga may never happen, and Cell probably will probably still happen anyway, and Trunks would probably never come. But I'll still make, but it's still gonna be kind of reasonable that Trunks will still come to the future, from the future, because you know you need to tell about the Dragon Ball. And Trunks is probably never gonna come, and that's just gonna be, he would beat Frieza, get off the planet, and he would just live a normal life alone, because you know that's how it is. And he would probably go back to the training, because you know he strives to be the best he can be and be stronger than Goku, who's his biggest rival. You know, he would never spare Frieza, because you know that's the kind of person he is. He shows mercy to nobody. And because you remember what happened to Goku when he killed Frieza, he kind of still spared him because he wanted Frieza to live the rest of his life in peace, because you know he didn't see. That's gonna do for the video. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe for more DBZ what ifs like this on a consistent basis. Also comment down below what new Dragon Ball Z what ifs I can do next. As always, go catch a vibe. Peace.
My disappointment immeasurable, and my day is ruined.